Hello, this is How To Bob, and it seems like we have a noisy bath fan here to look at today. So we're going to go ahead and get started by gently pulling down on the outer cover of the fan. It'll come down a couple inches, and then you'll see there are a couple of spring clips. All we have to do is pinch them together and they will come right off. And then you can pull the fan cover down. Should be one on each side. Very easy just to pinch them together, and you can see they're spring loaded. Now you'll see there's just a regular outlet plug that we have to unplug, and then I'm going to use a slotted screwdriver here to unscrew the one and only screw holding the fan in place. And once I get that screw out, the fan will tilt down and I can go ahead and take it out. So the fan's held in place by these two tabs. There's one here and another one on the other side, and as you can see, when I rotate the fan, it makes some noise. Now, one option I have is to replace it with a brand new unit here. These run about $15 at any hardware store, or I'm going to go ahead and try and repair this one. It looks like it's an easy repair. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up the old fan. I'm just going to take it outside and take my air compressor and blow off all the dust and dirt. You can see here that the fan is rubbing on the housing, so what I'm going to do is grab hold of the outside and pull it up just slightly and give it another spin. And it seems to spin freely, so that might have been the issue. Might have slid down. So what I'm going to do is take the fan off. I'm going to go ahead and clean the fan in a minute. But first I'm going to make sure the motor's all good and clean. I'll take the fan into the sink here and I'll scrub it off with a brush, get some soap on it, make sure it's good and clean before I put it all back together. Okay, now that I've got all my parts cleaned up, I can go ahead and put the fan back on the motor shaft, and to do that, all I do is simply push it down and give it a test spin. I want to push it down far enough, but you can see it's rubbing here, so I'll go ahead and pull it back up a little bit. Just enough so that it spins. If I pull it up too high, it's going to rub on the housing in the ceiling. So now we're going to clean up the outer cover, and I want to take off my clips. To do that, I just lay them down flat, and then they'll simply lift straight up. If you do it any other way, you risk the chance of breaking the two little clips there. So I'll take my housing down, and I'll clean it up. And to put the clips back in, you just lay them flat, put them in the slot, and then they'll hold the housing back up into the fan. So now I'm ready to put my two tabs back up into the slots in the fan box that's mounted in my ceiling. And when I reinstall this, I'm going to use a 1/4 inch nut driver. You can use a slotted, I used a slotted to take it out, but I'm going to go ahead and use a 1/4 inch nut driver to put it in. Okay, all I have to do after I get my screw in is to plug the fan back in. And once I get it plugged in, I can test it out. And it sounds good. All that's left to do is put the cover back on, just pinch the two spring clips and put them in the slot, push the cover up, and I have a perfectly good working fan. This is How To Bob. Thanks for watching.